Are you feeling stuck, maybe a little lost, unsure of what to focus on? Look, I've been there and it's not fun. So let's get your bum fired up today and get you motivated to keep getting after it. Hey, I'm Rachel. I teach creative entrepreneurs how to launch their side hustle. The first thing when it comes to staying motivated and setting yourself up for success is to define your why. Your why. What's driving you to start this business? Is it maybe a freedom of lifestyle, leaving your 9-to-5, loving the job that you work, having flexible hours? Maybe it's a dream you've always wanted, a passion or an idea that you've longed for. Or maybe it's money, getting a lifestyle that you want, buying a house or paying off debt. It's important to have a strong, compelling reason that will make you wake up in the morning. Something that keeps you going even when you get rejected. For me, it was a mix of all of these things. It's something that only you can really answer. Dig deep. Take time to dream about the potential of owning your successful 6-figure business. What would that potential allow you to unlock in your life? Keep learning through podcasts and books. It's so important to surround yourself with like-minded people. And I don't know about you, but I don't have a ton of friends who also somehow magically own a business that they love or even one that they're dreaming about launching. The best way to hear from like-minded people who've gone before you in carving a path is to read books and listen to podcasts. You can apply the lessons they've learned to save you time making the same mistakes. One of my all-time favorite podcasts is the Jasmine Star Show podcast. Jasmine talks about marketing on social media and the entrepreneurial mindset. Jasmine never shies away from giving you the real talk, like in the episode, How to Establish Your Authority When You're New, Flash Flyer Q&A. She talks about the greatest assets we have is to speak to the version of who we once were 2 years ago, 2 months ago, or 2 weeks ago. How you have the opportunity to define what success is to you. How you will never get to where you want to go until you change the person you are today. Another one of my favorites is Online Marketing Made Easy with Amy Porterfield. Amy talks about all things online courses and email marketing. In episode 531, the 4-step checklist I use before adding something new to your business, she asks herself these 5 questions before adding something new to her business. 1, do I have the capacity? 2, what's the date I'd like to launch this? 3, how will I make this happen? 4, what's the timeline? 5, what tasks need to be completed? Amy wants you to get tangible action steps from every episode, so be sure to check her out. An industry-specific podcast I listen to is Engage Video Marketing with Ben Amos. This is obviously industry-specific, which I'd highly recommend for you to find for your business. I remember episode 251, a YouTube titles masterclass with Jake Thomas. Ben interviewed Jake, who developed a system to rate YouTube titles called Creator Hooks. In his weekly emails, he rates the scores of various YouTube titles and explains why they did well or why they might not have. He also gives examples of titles that you can use for videos in your business. There are thousands of business podcasts out there that you can find, so I'd recommend making it a discipline to listen to at least one a week. Search around for podcasts in your industry or try the ones I mentioned. It's also important to read books. One of my favorite books is a simple illustration-forward book called Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. This book gives you simple takeaways. It really gives you permission to copy your hero's work and to use it as like a springboard to find your own style, while also remembering to like have fun in the process and to create the right environment for your work and to not let criticism or praise drive you off track. Another great book is E-Myth by Michael E. Gerber. E-Myth talks about the struggle every business owner fights by these 3 roles that we play: entrepreneur, manager, and technician, and how we battle the balance of dreaming about the business and setting big goals, but then actually getting the actual task done and managing all of it. He also breaks down the 3 phases of business: infancy, adolescence, and maturity. I highly recommend always learning and growing in your understanding of business ownership. by soaking in what other business owners have done so you hopefully won't have to make all the same mistakes that they did to grow their businesses. Final one is mindset hacks. When you're feeling stuck, I think it takes extra conscious effort to be aware of what's making you stuck. Oftentimes, it's yourself and the mindset that you hold. One of the first interviews a client of mine did was with a marriage and family therapist, Hillary Foster, who talked about these core limiting beliefs, like the very common one, I'm not good enough. From our thoughts, our actions mimic what we believe because our minds are always looking for evidence to support our beliefs. I know I've felt this way many times that I'm not good enough. And the first thing to do is notice this thought or belief that you have. And then ask yourself, where did this come from? And maybe write it down and write down other thoughts that you have. This thought is inhibiting you from achieving your goals. And more than likely, you made it up in your head because it feels scary to put yourself out there. The next thing I would ask is there evidence to believe this? Like, has someone said this to you, or are you just telling yourself this demeaning thought? You have the ability to change your negative core beliefs about yourself. It takes prioritizing changing the belief first rather than the action. She said, wherever your energy goes, your energy flows. Once you're aware and recognize what it is that's holding you back, you need to combat this limiting belief with the idea that you are good enough. You can do hard things and work hard enough to get it done. If you're living a life that you're unhappy about, you probably have a limiting belief somewhere. And you have the ability to override your fear-based story. Here are some of the examples of mindset shifts I've written to look at every day to change my thought pattern. Create by critiquing. Money is attracted to me. Get to work. Creativity will meet me there. Learn, make, repeat. Make piles of work. Content is king. Write on stage. If it's important enough, I'll make the time. Today is my day. Find strength in pain. Failure is temporary. So let's get into a really practical exercise so that you're aware of where you're stuck and get into action. This exercise comes from the Jasmine Star Show, Harnessing Self-Doubt to Take Your Business to the Next Level with Sade Zahira. Sade talks about this experiment done where they told a group of people to not think about a white bear. And another group was told to think about anything, both of them for 5 minutes. And the group that was told to not think about the white bear thought more about a white bear than the other group. So what this tells us is that we can't tell ourselves what not to think. We need to honor the space where our head is at. So start by writing down all the thoughts that you have, all the beliefs and all the to-dos, and set a timer for 10 to 15 minutes. Grab a paper and a pen and write down everything that's on your mind. The risk, the challenges, the concerns, the to-dos. The next step is to look at all these things and grab another colored pen and circle what you can do. The next step is to grab a second colored pen and underline the things or tasks that you will or intend to do. Now you can create a list, and every sentence should start with I will or I intend to. This exercise will help you recognize if you're focusing on things that are outside of your control or that you can actually focus and move your attention towards the things that will actually move the needle in your business. The result is that you have a clear to-do list of things to work on today, this week, or this month, and the list goes on and on. And I come back to this exercise whenever I get stuck or is needed. All right, I hope this ignited some fire under your butt, and as you set out to make your side hustle a full-time 6-figure business. You got this. I'll catch you later.